How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called the Isolated Valley. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to a small, remote region isolated from civilization. Are you capable of taking over the farm located here? In this map, there are 2 starting fields, collectible objects, 1 small starting farm, 2 forest areas, trees scattered everywhere, a train to transport goods. There are mods required for this map, and they are the Rustic Cabin by Elk Mountain Modding. This map was created by Duo Pro Mapping and is 63.74 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here in the northeast region of the map at our starting farm. There are plenty of areas to buy, and they're extremely cheap. We'll start out with some of the smaller ones here towards the west: 10,000, 14,000, 16,000, 17,000. You also can go a little bit more expensive: 50,000, 43,000, 38,000. A little bit more expensive: 145,000. Now, I have yet to find anything that breaches this here. 270,000 is the biggest area. It's the forestry area here. You got another forestry area here for 100,000, but pretty much everything else is really cheap. The biggest grassland area, $150,000. It is next to nothing. I mean, that's going to be very easily achievable based on what we have here on this map. Now, we start out by owning farmland number 30. That is going to have our starting farm and 2 fields with no products located in them. Let's see. Oops, if we go down to our animals, there are no animals to start out with. Contracts are not available on this map because there are no fields besides the ones that we have. We do have a production chain. We do start out with a small greenhouse, and there are collectibles on this map, 20 of them to be precise. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, there's nothing here under the buy menu, but under the build menu. There is nothing under the buildings, productions, animals, decorations, but under landscaping and under painting, you'll see we do have several additional painting swatches here. Nothing under trees or plants. So because we are here at the starting farm, let's take a look at our starting equipment. Under our owned items, under small tractors, we have the Fendt Favorite 511C as well as the Buer 6105. Under harvesters, we have the Deutz-Fahr Topliner 4090H. Trailers, we have the Kloss Carrot 140TD, the header for the Deutz-Fahr. Under plows, we have the Pottinger Servo 25. Under cultivators, the Rayby EG39. Under seeders, the Nordstein HK25 NS3030. And under animals, the Abbey 550 water tanker. And that is it. So let's go ahead and take a quick look around the farm. There's not a lot to look at here. Open this door here. Open this one, and we have our sleep trigger right here. And in this doorway, our wardrobe trigger right there. And now we slide around the backside of the barn over here. We have our greenhouse, just a standard greenhouse, just a little itty bitty one. As you can see, water in and tomatoes, lettuce, or strawberries out. So now that's it here at the starting farm. Now let's, oops, where's the tractor? There it is. Now, one thing I will point out is, oh, and I just realized that. Let me turn these off real quick. There. Now I can leave these running. Now, if I step into the tractor or any of the equipment that you own, you'll see the repair bar is all the way flatlined down at the bottom in the red. You're going to have to repair them. They do have a lot of hours associated to them, 28.6 for the tractor. It is equally as high for the harvester and other equipment. You have the harvester here at 50.3 hours and in the red as well. So you're going to have to deal with very outdated equipment that's going to be ready to break any moment. So as we make our way out of the farm here, very careful. There we go. I'll go ahead and pan out a little bit further than usual just so we get some good views here of the landscape. And I mean, there's not a whole lot to this. So as we make our way over to the kind of points of interest that do exist on this map, let's go ahead and kind of go into what it is that is available on this map. So there is tons of grass work. There's quite a bit of forestry. I mean, to be fair, it's not a huge amount unless you buy one of the 2 forestry areas, which are here, as you can see, on top of that little hill, and one in the back just straight ahead over there. So, I mean, but you still have all this to contend with, but you're going to have to do a ton of grass work on this map. And I just missed my turn. I meant to turn down here. So let's go a little cross country. That would be fine. But, yeah, I mean, you got, for a color palette, pretty decent. There's quite a bit of color here in the kind of grass and whatnot. You got all the pinks and blues and purples in the flowers, but it's not enough to be overwhelming, in my opinion. It's approaching the kind of cartoonish look, but not too bad. I think with all the trees and the kind of additional stuff to look around at, you get that kind of balancing out. You get a very nice landscape, very nice topography on this map. A lot of undulations to look at. And you can see just how much that wear bar, the repair bar on the tractor, is really wearing on the ability, the power that you get for this tractor. It really struggles on some of these hills. So one of the first things you're going to have to invest in is repairing your equipment. But as we continue out towards the southwest of the map, which is really the only place that we have to go to, we will start to see just a bunch of triggers. We're not going to see anything in particular. I mean, you are pretty much the only thing that is on this map. It is very barren, very out in the middle of nowhere. But you can start to see some life coming into the distance there. You see the bridge, and you start seeing some of those icons there. Those are all the points of interest. They're all kind of clustered down here on the southwest corner of the map. And as we make our way there, I'll show off each one of them and what they all do. So starting right here in front of me, we'll stop right here. Repair trigger right here. Shop trigger right here. Over here, we have several sell points that are kind of stacked, one right on top of the other. So on the sell points list here, I have the South Valley Biomass Energy sell point, which is why you have a sell wood trigger right here. At the same location, there is the Co-op Agricole sell point. So both of them are going to just be right here on top of each other. So pretty much this is your selling point outside of the main train system on this map. But this is pretty much where you're going to send your pallets and your trees and wood chips and stuff. Over here we have the animal dealer. So this icon here, if you bring your animal trailers when you have an animal pen or pasture loaded onto the map, you will be able to use this icon to purchase your animals directly. If you use this icon directly, though, you will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer, wherever they may be located on this map, is going to deliver the animals for you for a price. And it can be pretty expensive. Depending on how many animals you want, it can be up to $100 per adult cow, so that adds up pretty quickly. The way you can save that money, bring an animal trailer to this location. I'm going to presume you park it roughly in this general area here until you're able to load into the animal trailer itself. Once you can load into the animal trailer, you do that, and then you take it to wherever your pen and pasture is located on the map, deliver the animals yourself, and then you will save that delivery fee. Now over here are these couple of dump triggers right here. These are associated to what I think is supposed to be a like a train silo. But the problem is that, one, I don't know if they work. Number two, there's no way to put into the train using these silos or using these kind of systems here. You can take out of everything, but you can't put into it. So my suggestion is that when you bring the train over here, it is going to require the belt system. You can use something like, let's see, the belts here and something like this, a combination of the Lizard S710 where you can pick up off the ground, and then this one here where you can actually lift up to the train level and dump into it. Now that leads me to another problem though. So this is a problem all on its own. This just being able to dump out here, or possibly being able to dump out here, that's problem number one. And not being able to load into the train is problem number one. Problem number two is, if you rent the train, you can see 2.3 kilometers away, now 2.4, soon to be 2.5. There it is, 2.5. But we'll see it go down to 2.4, then 2.3, and then back up. I think the train is stuck off map. This is now the second time it has done this, and you can see now it's 2.4, 2.3, and it stops again. Back up, 2.4, now back up to 2.5. This reminds me of the map, oh goodness, why can't I remember? It's by, oh goodness. Okay, I can't remember the map name, but I did a series on it a while back. But the train, if you turned off the map, or if you saved at a certain point where the train was located on a hill, it continued to try and go along its path, but it couldn't make it up the hill when it started the map up again, because it starts it off at a location that's working off a hill, and it just can't overcome the hill. It just slides back down. And I think that's what's going on here, but off screen. So this is definitely something that's going to have to be fixed, because this is all the sell points. This is pretty much everything that is not pallet or like wood based. As you can see here on the prices per 1,000 screen, you got Goldcrest Valley is your off screen, your train sell point, and you can see pretty much everything besides your cut sugar beets here. You got your cotton. There's a few things that you can do that you can potentially sell in map without going on the train, but the vast majority of your base products are needing to be sold on this train. And you can see it just keeps rocking back and forth between 2.3 and 2.5. So definitely something that's going to need to be addressed. Now it is time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. So when I first came onto this map and I started driving around, I loved it. I immediately fell in love with this. This map reminds me so much of No Man's Land. And as I was kind of going around and just kind of taking everything in, I was like, man, this is very stunning. There's lots of beautiful topography, beautiful undulations. There's little hillsides, forestry area. It's got everything. It's got everything. And then I came down here and saw this. This kills it for me. This really kind of did ruin the map. This whole southwest portion of the map, with just having the triggers here and it looking like there ought to be buildings here. Now again, here's the thing. There might be numerous issues going on with this map. There might be buildings here, but something happened in the port to console and it just messed up. I'm not 100% certain about that, but if this is intended to be the way that it is supposed to be, then I am incredibly disappointed with this, because this just seems lackluster to me. You've got all the sell points kind of on top of each other, which is fine. That's not an issue. Those extra kind of dump points there for what I think is supposed to be the train silo that isn't there, that is kind of worrisome as well. It just seems like there's a lot of bugs. It seems like there's potentially a lot of bugs, and that really disappoints me because of just how beautiful this map is. Like I said, it reminds me of No Man's Land, but with a lot more hills, a lot more undulation, and not as much forestry work. But it still kind of has that vibe. I just like it. I love the little river that's running through the center of the map. It's really got me hooked all the way up until that kind of sell point area. And yeah, if that is indeed an error, if it's just something that kind of broke on its way over to consoles, then I would give this map, knowing that it's broken, needing to be updated or fixed, at bare minimum the train is broken. But in its current state, what would I give this map? I'd give it a 1. I'd give it a 1. If there's supposed to be buildings back in that corner, if there's supposed to be a functioning train, if there's supposed to be a silo, if there's supposed to be things over there that isn't just kind of, it's just not there because it's broken, then what would I give this map? I'd give this map a 5. I would give this a 5 all day and night. And that's using the whole kind of curb scale as I normally do when it comes to these kind of forestry maps, these kind of survival maps, where you're really just starting with a bare minimum equipment and you're building it up and building it up and building up from there. But yeah, it's just how I feel about it. I'm very, very much disappointed because I think that this has a lot of potential, and I really hope that the map maker really puts out the updates for this as quickly as possible, because I think this map has a ton of potential. I really, really do. I think that this is a very good example of a survival map that will be not only a struggle, but will also give you something to just kind of always keep your visual interests, and you can really kind of make whatever it is that you will of this map. So yeah, that's how I feel about this map. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy doing, that shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.